Now, I want to deal with this point. He said, then he said unto his disciples, it's impossible, but that offenses will come. I'm going to come down and get in your face on this one. He says now, it's impossible, but that offenses will come. Now, the word impossible, we like that. Nothing's impossible with God. We love that one. But it's impossible for you to walk this walk and not get offended. It's going to happen. It's impossible. You're going to get offended. The test is not will you get offended. The test is how will you handle the offense. Look, it's not will you get talked about, how you handle it when you get talked about. Not will your feelings get hurt, how will you handle it when your feelings get hurt. Not will I be betrayed, but Lord, give me the grace to walk through it when I am betrayed. Oh Lord, no, I'm going to go through persecution, but God, give me grace when I'm going through persecution that I don't quit the walk while I'm going through. It's impossible that you will not, that offenses are going to happen. You will be offended. You got to submit to that. You got to, listen, as much as we want to cling to other scriptures that we love about money and faith, cling on to that one. Grab hold of that one. Submit and say, somebody going to hurt my feelings. Somebody going to talk about me. Somebody going to do something that I didn't want them to do. I'm going to be wounded. It's impossible that offenses will come, but woe unto him through whom they come. And he begins to talk about the millstone in verses 2. Now, he makes a turn in verse 3 because he then leaves from talking about offenses to talking about forgiveness. Why is he talking about forgiveness? I thought he was talking about offenses. Because he's saying that the only way you're going to make it is you got to learn how to forgive. He said the only way, now you got to get this, the only way you are going to be able to survive the offenses that are going to happen in your walk with the Lord is you got to learn how to forgive. You got to learn how to let stuff go. Let's take a moment and just take off our holy garb and be real. It's hard forgiving, ain't it? Hard letting stuff go. Oh man, sometimes we just want to hold on to it, don't we? Sometimes we want to just erect a monument to it. Go in and check on it every day just to make sure it's still there. I'm still mad at you. I just wanted to make sure it was still there. Listen. You know you're maturing when you can let stuff go. Jesus begins to deal with forgiveness because he's saying, look, I'm telling you, you're going to get offended, but I'm going to tell you how to inoculate yourself. See, listen, because offenses has deadly poison in them. It will contaminate you, contaminate your family, contaminate your well. But I've got a way to inoculate yourself so that when offenses come, you will not be taken in by the poison. Offenses are poisonous. You know why? Because offended folk find other offended folk. Oh yeah, you ever notice it's almost like offended folk like magnets. They kind of just draw together. You offended? So am I. So offended folk find other offended folk so that we can all be offended together. And what we begin to do is we get a pocket. We get an offended club. And we stake out a place in the church. We got our offended section. And we are always advertising for other offended folk. You see my sign? I'm offended. What about you? You? So Now, Jesus says in verse 3, he says, take heed to yourself. If your brother trespasses against thee, rebuke him. And if he repent, forgive him. Don't Jesus have a strange way of putting stuff together? Rebuke him, then forgive him. You know you was wrong, but I love you anyway. I ought to bang you upside your head, but you my boy, so we cool. You know, because when I read the Bible, I just get blown away. I was like, rebuke him, then forgive him. And he said, now, if he trespasses against you 7 times in a day, and 7 times turn again and say to him, saying, I repent, thou shalt forgive him. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Dealing with offenses is not so much about the other person as it is about you. A lot of times we get hung up on the other person. It's really about you. It's really about, do you really believe this word? That's what it's really about. Because if you believe the word, you'll let it go. But now if you got questions about that word, you'll hold on to it. Now, so the key to overcoming offenses is what? Forgiveness. If I'm going to, because sometimes, can I say this? Can I be real? Sometimes they're not going to apologize. Sometimes they're not going to say I'm sorry. Sometimes they not even, oh, here's the good one. Sometimes they don't even know they offended you. I've been talking about the one when we know something happened. How about when we don't know something happened? How about the one where you mad because they walked by you? Maybe he didn't see you. But you all bet that they always up in it. They think they all that. They don't talk to nobody. That's why I tell you. And the funny part was, if you go to him and say, you walk right by me and didn't say anything. You know what? I was so busy by what I was doing, I didn't even see you. And then, the reality is you feel real stupid because you was bent out of shape for 45 minutes about nothing. But what is that really showing? That shows you how the enemy is. He wants to get in the middle and lie and deceive and try to separate relationships. Come on now. That's how he does in marriage. Oh, can I step into the marriage bucket for a minute? You can't say this. More marriages break up because of undealt with offenses than any other reason. Marriages just don't break up one day. It's little offenses built up over a long time. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to stay on course. Stay on course. All right, now. So now, we talked about the key to overcoming offenses is what? Forgiveness. All right, now I'm going to talk about the signs of the time. Now, Matthew 24:10 says, and many shall be offended and shall betray one another and hate one another. It's a sign of the times. Now, we can sit here and talk about why the folks shouldn't offend, but I prefer to talk about preventative measures. Knowing that I will get offended and being inoculated against the offense. Hold on. And now, even though I'm inoculated against the offense, I don't sit down on God and start working in the house. Ooh. I'm still zealous and on fire for God, even though I'm offended. Offense leads to betrayal. Offense, he says, many shall be offended and shall betray one another. So the first connection you have to make is when offended, if not forgiven, if not dealt with, if I don't deal with my offense, if I don't deal with my hurt, if I don't let it go, it's going to lead me to what? Betrayal. Now let's deal with that word betrayal. I'm on the fast course. Betrayal, to lead astray, to deliver to the enemy by treachery, to fail or desert, especially in the time of need. I'm going to say it again. to lead astray, to deliver to an enemy by treachery, to fail or to desert, especially in the time of need.